Hello, my name is Brittany Lord, and I'm the facilitator for the Remembering Our Babies therapy group. I hope you're having a great day. This group is specifically designed for those who have lost a child due to infant death, miscarriage, or who struggle with the pain of infertility. If you have experienced some or all of these, perhaps this is a club that you know that you never wanted to be a part of and is a pain and an experience and a journey like no other. I've talked with folks in this population for years, and their consistent report is, and what they consistently say is, this is a pain and a grief like no other. I've told my clients before that when I was in school, when we did grief therapy and talked about how to help those who are dealing with grief, that the pain of losing a child, or the hope of losing a child, of having a child, is a pain like no other. And it actually got its own separate chapter. So when we hear other people try to compare our grief, we know there is no comparison. So if you're watching this video, this is not by accident. You're supposed to be here. Maybe it's a friend or a provider that's recommended us to you, or just maybe you happened upon this series. I would like to invite you to comment, make some suggestions, take a look at all of our other videos. This group has designed several ways over the past couple of years to come alongside those who are in this club, unfortunately, and to help us on our grief journey. So the three ways that we do that are by our annual fundraiser, and that is done on usually about the first weekend in November. It's an amazing, fun, family-friendly, I say that 3 times fast, fun, family-friendly event, and there's games, there's food trucks, raffles, a wonderful time of fellowship and understanding for other people who are part of this club. And at the end, there's a candlelight ceremony and even a walk to remember the steps that our babies never got to take. And so there'll be more about that coming in the next months over the course of 2025. Another way that this group is coming alongside those who have this experience is through individual sessions. Please look us up on Facebook, maybe comment on one of our videos, and let us know if you might be interested in the first few complimentary sessions to talk about some of the emotional, spiritual, physical effects of your emotional experience in your grief journey. I'd love to speak with you. By the way, my name is Brittany Lord. I'm the facilitator for this group, as I mentioned before, and I'm an LPC MHSP here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So this video series, we've been doing this for a couple years, is now the third way that we're coming alongside those who have this experience in this grief journey to be able to help move through the difficulties that this experience makes us face. So with these videos, keep in mind that they are not meant to diagnose or treat mental health issues or to serve as help during an emergency situation. If you're having an emergency, either a mental or medical health crisis, please stop the video and go to your nearest emergency facility. Again, if you have any questions about this or want to make a comment or add to the discussion, please feel free to drop us a line in the comments section. So today, what we're going to be talking about in this video series this month is writing a lament. So whether you're a Christian or not, the Bible is a very profound book. And for those of us who are Christians, we recognize it is God's word. And for those who are not, it is a part of history. And as a part of the Bible, there's a whole book about lamentations. Mental health does not get the focus and the attention that it deserves in the medical community, and we're starting to change that, thankfully. So by paying attention to, okay, what is it like to grieve? Is it okay to grieve? And what does that look like? We need not look any further than the book of Lamentations. We know also that in the New Testament that God has mentioned that Jesus lamented, Jesus wept. And so that we know, for us as Christians, if Jesus was the perfect example of how we are supposed to live our lives, if he grieved, then so can we. I've heard it said before, and probably you guys have too as well, that grief is the price for love. And the love that a parent has for a child is a love like no other. So naturally, it would make sense that this would be a grief like no other. This is a broken and hard world sometimes, and we are going to grieve, and things are going to be hard. So the book of Lamentation shows us by a whole book dedicated to grief that we can grieve too, and that God actually instructs us to grieve. So what I'm going to do today is talk about writing our own lamentation. After you write one and you want some feedback or just want to share yours, please feel free again and drop that in the comment section as well. So I'm going to use the chapter and verses from Psalm 4 as an example. Now, this is just a template. This is not to tell you how to write your own lament, but this is just an example of what you can do. I'd love to hear how you come up with this and make it your own and put your own spin on it. Forgive me, but I'm going to read to you. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine upon us. Fill my heart with joy. When their grain and new wine abound, in peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Now, there's a lot of symbolism in these verses and a lot more that we could potentially unpack. But what we're going to do today is use it as a guide to how to write our own lamentation. I'm going to put in the comment section a website, and this is not meant for me to promote. This is not my information, but what I'm using today that I've used to instruct of how to write your own lament that's on the internet. So the first part, that first verse is, answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. So that first part is the address and introductory cry. So we in this are identifying the Lord as the person to whom the psalm is directed or addressed. The second part is the complaint or the lament, as in the book of Lamentations. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? So we're articulating the problem and asking the Lord for help, being very direct and being very honest. My own therapist, and therapists go to therapy. Everyone's life is difficult. Everybody deals with their own things. And to be honest, the job is difficult sometimes. She said that the truth is always a good thing. The Lord already knows our hearts. He knows our complaints. He knows our joys. He knows our struggles. He knows our anger. So we need only just to bring that to him and to be honest with him. He already knows it. It's kind of more for us than it is for him, really, though. The third part, know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. So this is the the third part, the confession of trust. So we're verbalizing the trust in the Lord. We're speaking about the principles of him that we know to be true. Now, when I say him, I'm using a masculine pronoun. You can insert her as well, just because of that's the pronoun that you want to choose. Number 4, the fourth part, prayer for deliverance. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us to prosperity? Let the light of your face shine upon us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. So the prayer for deliverance is requesting deliverance or God's intervention in the problem. I've heard it said before that at funerals that many people say, well, we can't question the Lord. This was his timing. This was his will. I disagree. Feel free to argue with me. Put it in the comment section, as I said. We are asking for His intervention in a problem. We're pleading for Him with His help. The Lord is almighty, and if we believe that, we know that He can change things. Now, does that happen sometimes? Certainly. Do bad things sometimes still happen even though we have prayed for that deliverance? It does. And what I've come to the conclusion from many of my clients, from myself and from reading, is we live in a lost and broken world, and bad things happen. We need only turn on the news to understand that. It happens every single day. The Lord is almighty. He's still in control, but bad things still happen. It's probably a pretty simplistic view of it, to be honest, and someone who's more of a theologian or has more information would be able to instruct me better, or to make it more of a case of understanding this, and please do so. But for purposes of our video today, we're kind of keeping it simple. Number 5, the fifth and final part of this. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. So that fifth and final part of the lamentation is a praise. We are offering praise and thanksgiving for the Lord's blessings. So we're bringing Him our lament, we're bringing Him our challenge, we're bringing Him our ask, but we're also praising Him for those things that He has done already in the past for us. This is a great exercise to help you to kind of give some structure to be able to pouring your heart out to the Lord. Now, again, if you don't happen to be a believer, the Bible is still a book of wisdom for a lot of people, and it's a historical book. Who's to say that we can't use this to write our own lamentation, or a structured way to be able to offer our own grief to whatever higher power or no higher power that we recognize. I am a believer myself, and this is something that I've talked to many clients about, but I want to make sure that our videos are all inclusive for those whoever may be watching this. So whether you're a Christian or not, whatever your situation is, and wherever you are on your grief journey, please know that we see you, we hear you, and we're here for you to walk through that. Please let us know if you'd like to be a part of our program and to be able to receive those first complimentary individual counseling sessions. We look forward to hearing from you. Don't suffer alone. Please allow us or someone else to come alongside you. Thank you. Great to see you. Bye-bye.